So it's early morning in the garden, and Tika and I are out to get a little work done. Well, I will be getting work done while she is out on her morning adventure. I'm going to be pulling weeds, doing a little planting of the vinca that I got on clearance yesterday, and just trying to make this walkway look a whole lot nicer. I just really love this little walkway section, and I think adding more color is what is needed. We're also going to take a little stroll through the garden and see what adventures she gets into and look at some of the beautiful flowers as well. So come along with me as I get some planting done today. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I'm in a good mood. I'm out while it is still comfortable. It is early in the morning, just past 7, and the humidity is comfortable. The heat is comfortable right now, but it has been getting up to like the hundreds or whatever the last few days. So I want to beat the heat. So today we are going to plant that vinca that I showed you in the last video along this walkway here because it really needs some color. There's the yellows there, but I want something that pops and stands out and makes it feel like, hey, it's summer, spring, type feel, to enjoy it for as long as I can. We are here in Spring, Texas, which is just north of Houston. I am about 45 minutes to Galveston, so we're not far from the coast, and it's hot, it's humid, and we have a short cold season, but a long warm season. So I get to garden longer than the average person. So I love being in this area for that reason. And because of that, I can still buy stuff and know that I have maybe 2 or 3 more months or longer to enjoy it and see it. Even though I've got some fall stuff out, you still want to see beautiful pops of color in the garden. So that's my plan. I have weeds that I have to pull from this area, but today I'm going to just focus on planting, and maybe if I have enough time, I will pull some weeds here. But let me kind of walk you along this walkway and show you what it's looking like before we get the vinca in. All right, guys, so I am stepping back to kind of get a full view of it. We've got the Sedum Angelinas here at the outer edge. We have some zinnias. I almost forgot to name the name of it. We've got onions that are blooming with these white flowers. We've got some salvias that I pruned down when I arrived back from my travels, and that is here, and that shorter one there. And the shorter one was actually just bare sticks once I pruned it down. I didn't think it would come back, but it has flushed back beautifully. And this one already has, if you can see there, bud on it ready to bloom. So we've got some shrubs. I've got a gazania that is, it's not in bloom right at the moment. There was a second one here, and it did not make it. It got pummeled by the rain coming down from the roof of the garage, because gutters are not a big thing here. So yeah, it got pummeled. And so as you can kind of see, there's a lot of green. The irises that I planted did not bloom as far as I know. No one has told me about it this year. The Society garlics did bloom. We've got some more zinnias there. We've got a Rebeckia here that's been blooming beautifully. We've got a Gara that I trimmed down when I got back as well, just like I did the salvia, and it's already blooming again. But as you can see, it's a lot of green, but not much in the way of color. So I have purchased, as you saw, I'll go back and show you that vinca. I'm turning around here. You can see the purple fountain grasses here doing very well. So you can see it's very green with some pops of yellow. There will be a little bit of pop of purple once the salvias start to bloom again, but it needs more. And ignore the weeds. Yes, I know, ignore the weeds. We'll get there. But that is the plan, is to add this color in there, and we'll bring it back to life. See if we can get that yellowing gone and get the green in there. So that is the plan today. I also thought about, trying to turn slowly so I don't make you dizzy. But I have a dwarf butterfly bush. There were two of them, but my husband buried the second one. The second one was over here. He buried it with the mulch. And this one kind of stuck down in there. You can see it just a little bit. It is covered up by the Mexican heather. I don't feel like it's really getting the sun it needs. So I was thinking about digging it up and transplanting it along the walkway or a second place. So I was thinking about putting it here where the second gazania did not make it, or putting it back here. And I know digging things up and transplanting them in this weather is not the best move. I was thinking of putting it right here. And I'm kind of leaning more towards here. I know that's not the best move to make in this heat. And as I'm planting the vinca, I will think about it. But that is the other thing that I thought about doing today, because while the temps feel comfortable now, in another hour or two, it is going to be so humid and stuffy and extremely hot. So the hope is once I get the vincas in, we'll get a nice display like right here. And all of that just comes from the seedlings that came back up from last season. Wow. All right, guys, let's get planting. Okay, guys, I have watered and fertilized everything in this section of the garden. I did not get into the courtyard garden, but I fertilized everything out here. So let's come back to the walkway, and I went ahead and pulled the weeds along the walkway that were left so that it will look nice and neat and fresh. And this is what it looks like. And I think it is so pretty. That is a walk through the walkway. I'm going to step out and step back. And as you can see, I stopped here and right there. So basically in between the dwarf shrub and the columnar ligustrum. And as I step back and pan the walkway, you can see those pops of color in there. And it was well needed. It was definitely what was missing. And it wasn't much. It's just some clearance vinca. I will treat them with the Epsom salt and water to try and see if what the lady recommended at the garden center works and it brings the green back. But they have been fertilized with the liquid fertilizer and, of course, with the granular fertilizer at the root. So anyway, guys, that is what it looks like. And I'm happy to see color along the walkway now. It doesn't look so bland and blah. So I'm happy with this. All right, guys, I'm just going to take a stroll through the garden and try to enjoy a little bit of this morning before I get in out of this humidity. Tika and I are just going to enjoy ourselves. But I do want to say that I decided not to transplant that butterfly bush because it's really humid and I don't want to do any damage to it. So I'll wait till in the morning when it's cooler to get it out. So it'll have some time to be in more comfortable weather. But in the meantime, I want you guys to get out and do something you love today and make a memory. And for me, I will see you in the next video. Bye.